the main road here, and we've had quite a lot of people beeping, and I've got two teachers here, and it's a tale of two teachers really. We've got Jacinta Appleby, art teacher of 30 years, and I've got Jeff Baines, DT teacher, who came into the job about 7 years ago. Let me speak to Jacinta first. Jacinta, you've seen a lot of changes over 30 years.
Yes, I have. Most of them are sadly are not for the better, really. The huge increase now in administrative work that I have to do, and monitoring of our young people and their learning, extra bits of training that we need to do, and it all takes away from the actual business of what I should be doing in the classroom.
Yeah, and you were saying to me earlier that you also train some of those younger teachers, and what you're seeing is a worrying turnover of young teachers not staying in the job.
Very, very much so. For several years I was involved in personal tutoring of our PGC students in London, and I've kept in touch with many of them, and I would say about 80% of them within 3 to 5 years have left the profession, and they were really good people who were passionate about teaching. They were just burnt out, just completely burnt out.
What can we do to change that then? What is the solution to that?
Well, I think giving us a fairly funded pay rise would help to bring us in line with jobs in the private sector. But I think it's also looking at the workload issue. Is all the administrative work absolutely necessary? Does it really have a positive impact on teaching and learning, and where it doesn't, it needs to go?
Talking to somebody then, thank you Jacinta, who's come from the private sector into teaching in the last 7 years. And Jeff, you know, you're of a certain age, let's say.
I am certainly of a certain age.
What made you go into teaching, and what have you seen since you've been in there compared to working in the industry the way you were before?
Yeah, so I promised myself I would train to teach when I was a younger man, and I got an opportunity at the age of 52, so I took it.
Good for you.
Thank you. And so I've been teaching for 7 years now. When I compare my working conditions and workload and the things that are expected of me as a teacher to my previous life, there's no comparison, I find. The working conditions as a teacher are, crushing on a daily basis. I would like to offer an open invitation to Gavin Williamson and Matt Cock, actually, if they think that teachers don't work hard. They've got an open invitation to come and spend a day with me in my workshop teaching design technology, and just let them have a look at what we do.
And do you regret going into it with all that you've just said now?
No. Training to teach, when I did it at the age of 52, was the single hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Nothing compares to that. But at the same time, it's the most satisfying job I've ever had. It allows me to bring all my skill set to one point. I think the kids benefit from that, and I think it's something that I'm proud of. But I find that I'm disillusioned. I find that I'm disillusioned with the working conditions and the workloads. It's not the school, it's not the head teacher, it's the sector. I think the government needs to respect the profession more and put more investment into the sector, so that the sector turns around and we can enjoy a better set of working conditions.
Can you ever see yourself going back into the private sector then, given that you've come from it, many years experience in it, only a few years experience in teaching?
Yeah, sure. I fear I'm too old to make that reverse step now, unfortunately. Yeah, but whether I can survive another 5 years to retirement is another question.
Well, I'm sure the kids appreciate your vast experience, in the private sector, and bringing that to the job. Thank you very much for joining me here. Yes, so Salma, they're all going to leave here shortly and head over to Redbridge Town Hall, because this is a regional protest today. It's all about teachers going to their local authorities in their local area and making their feelings known there. So perhaps I'll join you from there a little later on when we've all caught the bus over there.
Perfect.